Hello dear students, we have discussed the two photochemical processes, that is non-cyclic and cyclic electron flow and accompanying photophosphorylation in the previous videos. In this short video, we will discuss the exact mechanism of photophosphorylation, that is ATP synthesis from ADP and inorganic phosphate, that is taking place along with electron flow during light reactions. This process is well explained by a theory known as chemiosmotic theory, which is introduced by a scientist called Peter Mitchell. Okay, let's study the mechanism. Here, among the electron carriers in between pigment system 1 and pigment system 2. So you just remember what you have studied about non-cyclic and cyclic electron transports. So there are two pigment systems, PS1 and PS2. So in between PS2 and PS1 there are electron carriers. So here among the electron carriers in between PS2 and PS1, plastoquinone, in fact it's a hydrogen carrier rather than an electron carrier, but all others are simply electron carriers. So in between this PS2 and PS1 there are electron carriers plastoquinone, then cytochromes, plastocyanin, etc. So here among these electron carriers, plastoquinone is acting as a hydrogen carrier rather than an electron carrier. So that means in order to pass electrons through this series from PS2 to PS1, it will take one H plus from the stroma and it is converted to PQH2. Plastoquinone is converted to PQH2 by taking 2H plus from stroma and 2 electron from here. So it will be converted to PQH2. Then now it has to reduce the nearby lying cytochromes, but the problem is cytochromes are electron carriers, not hydrogen carriers. So cytochromes will receive only electrons from this reduced plastoquinone or PQH2. So when electrons are given to cytochromes from this PQH2, the H plus is now free. But the important point here is these H plus are not returning back to stroma, but they are pumping towards thylakoid lumen. So that is the important point here, that is H plus is taken from stroma and it is pumped to thylakoid lumen. Okay. So because of this occurrence of hydrogen carrier, that is plastoquinone, along with these electron carriers, protons are pumped from stroma towards thylakoid lumen along with electron flow. So along with each electron flow, protons are pumped from stroma towards thylakoid lumen. So what happens? This results in accumulation of H plus in the thylakoid lumen. So which results in a proton gradient, creation of a proton gradient across the membrane. What is meant by a gradient? Gradient means a difference in something. So here a proton gradient means it is a difference in proton concentration on both sides of the thylakoid membrane. Here protons will be more in thylakoid lumen compared to stroma. So this proton gradient is resulting because of this electron flow and proton pumping. So what happens? This gradient, it should be broken down, but it is possible only by the downhill movement of these protons back to stroma. We can break this proton gradient only by the downhill movement of protons back to stroma. So next problem, that is through which pathway these protons will move. The protons need a proton channel for their movement, because they cannot traverse this thylakoid membrane because they are ions. So ions cannot traverse this lipid bilayer, so they need a specific channel for their movement. So a proton channel must be there. So here there is a special or unique pathway for these protons, that is a particular particle, CF0 CF1 particle is there in the thylakoid membrane. Here this is the CF0 CF1 particle, otherwise this is the exact structure of CF0 CF1 particle. So here in this representation it is more clear, the structure. So here it is clear there is a particular portion for this particle which is traversing the membrane. So this is the thylakoid membrane. So there is a particular portion which is traversing the membrane, that is, it is the transmembrane proton channel. So this portion is known as CF0 portion of this particle. CF0 portion, this is acting as the proton channel. It is a transmembrane proton channel through which these ions will go out. So it acts as a transmembrane proton channel through which protons can move out towards the stroma. The breaking of proton gradient by the downhill movement of protons through this proton channel, it will lead to release of sufficient amount of energy, free energy, which will be utilized for the synthesis of ATP, from ADP and inorganic phosphate. So this process is the photophosphorylation. This process is the phosphorylation, that is the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. The sufficient energy which is released by this downhill movement of protons, it is utilized for this ATP synthesis. So the synthesis of ATP, it should be catalyzed by an enzyme, that is the ATP synthase, and specifically this catalytic portion is located here. This is the CF1 particle, this is CF0 particle, and this is the CF1 particle. So here the catalytic portion, ATP synthase, is located. So here this catalytic site, ATP synthase located in this CF1 portion, it is catalyzing the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. So that's the process taking place during photophosphorylation. So we can summarize the whole point like this. During electron flow from PS2 to PS1, accompanying with electron flow from PS2 to PS1, protons are pumped into thylakoid lumen from stroma. Accompanying with each electron flow, protons are pumped in to thylakoid lumen from stroma because of the occurrence of hydrogen carrier plastoquinone along with other electron carriers such as cytochromes. So which results in the proton gradient across the thylakoid membrane. Proton gradient means a difference in proton concentration on both sides of the membrane. This gradient is broken down due to downhill movement of protons through CF0 CF1 particle, of which CF0 is the transmembrane proton channel and CF1 is the ATP synthase. So the breaking of proton gradient releases sufficient amount of energy to produce ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. So this is the chemiosmotic theory which explains photophosphorylation taking place during light reaction of photosynthesis. I hope all of you understood the process well. Thank you.